What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Apex. Season 4 is coming out in just a couple of days, which means that Apex is almost a year old. It's crazy. From a game that nobody knew anything about to where it's at today, it's pretty impressive. So today we're just going to go over the changes that have really happened since before Season 1 to Season 1 up until now. Just the major things, characters, guns, firing range, things like that. So just basically a quick refresher to kind of get you caught up on where things are today. So hope this video helps. I'll make it as quick as I can. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. So the first thing is getting to the firing range. You go to play Apex and then go into the firing range, and then you hit ready and it will take you right in there. And here we are. This is the firing range. Looks just like the training range, only there's a lot of really neat stuff down here. Every weapon, every piece of armor, dummies that you can practice on. And actually, if you come in here with a friend, you can turn on your friendly fire and you can actually practice against each other trying to hit real targets, as opposed to just these moving targets that are just on a set path, and then of course these stationary targets. So let's talk about two new weapons that have come out since the release of the game. The first one is the L-Star. This is an energy SMG that only comes from care package drops at the moment. It has a very strange recoil pattern. People are not very happy about this weapon. They don't usually pick it up. When I see one in a care package, I just leave it where it is. But the recoil is kind of crazy. If you look at it, it does like a S-type, pattern, which is kind of not typical for other types of weapons. So trying to keep it on target is a little bit difficult. So that's the first weapon. The second weapon is a Season 3 weapon that came out. This is a sniper rifle. It's called the Charge Rifle. It is a hit scan weapon, which means that as soon as you pull the trigger, it's going to come in contact with whatever you have your sights set on. So if this is a person, obviously if it's a person, it's a rock, but what makes this weapon interesting is that it has a delayed fire. So just like it sounds like, it charges up and then it releases a boost. However, during its charge cycle, it actually does damage if you can keep the laser on the person. So take a look here at what happens. So you can't control the charge. Once you hold the button down, it is going. And that's the way it works. So if you keep it's a 2-shot kill. I think that if you keep the crosshairs on somebody's head, it's going to do like 116 damage. There's no recoil on the charge itself, so all you have to do is really just keep it on the person's head. So those are the two weapons. You can try out all the different attachments for them and things like that, and let me know what you think. You can also hold the start button and change your legend if you want. And so today we are going to be talking about Octane first. So Octane came in right at the start of Season 1, I believe. He has Swift Mend, not taking any damage. He restores health over time. Tactical Stim, move 30% faster for 6 seconds, costs health to use, and then Launch Pad. So here's the sim. As you can see, you're going faster, but I'm also losing health. And then after it stops, your health generation starts kicking in again, and then you really just have a 1 second period of time before you can start using it again. His ultimate is a jump pad. Anybody, including your teammates, can use this. So that is Octane. Okay, next we are going to talk about Watson. Watson, her passive is, if you use an ultimate accelerant, you immediately get your ultimate ability, which we will show right now, because I do want to show you guys what happens with the ultimate. Now keep in mind that some of these buttons that I will be discussing here pertain directly to Xbox, PlayStation, and then PC. Obviously, you're going to have different button layouts. So her tactical ability is called a perimeter security or a fence. If you hit your left bumper here, you get a little wheel that shows up on the right hand side of the screen with a little lightning bolt in it, and then you can hit your right trigger to put one down, and then you'll see they start to light up blue when you have enough down, and then it creates a charge. And you'll also notice that there's a circle around here. That's as far as you can go without it getting disconnected. So when you put another one down, it changes how far you can go. If you don't have your ultimate down, there's only so many you can put up. Like, for example, right now, I believe that the limit is 4. No, it might be 5. I think it's 5. You see the lightning bolt is red there, so this is as many as you can put down. You can walk through them yourself. It will not do any damage, but if an enemy walks through it, it will do damage. An enemy can shoot the bottom of these, and it will actually deactivate that particular pylon and then the circuit that connects them. And if you put down your interception pylon, which as it says here, an electrified pylon that destroys incoming ordnance and repairs damaged shields. So if you notice, my screen is kind of glowing right now. It means that my shields would be charging if I had them activated. And then if anybody throws a grenade in here, or Bangalore's ult, and I believe Gibraltar's ult too, they will also get intercepted. So if your team's around there and they ult you, you're not going to take any damage from them. These can be interrupted by Crypto's EMP, which we'll get to in the next champion, and so will the fence, and they can also be shot or exploded. The only other thing that I do want to go over here is that when you have the shield pylon down, it allows you to have additional perimeter fences up. So as you can see here, all the blue dots you can fill up, and then once you get past that many, they'll start to disappear, as you just saw there. So that is Wattson. She also has a slight passive ability that is called low profile. She's a little bit more difficult to hit. Incoming damage is increased by 5%. Wattson came out at the beginning of season 2, and she was used pretty far and wide and caused a lot of grief. She was definitely part of the meta, and then they came out with Crypto beginning of season 3. Crypto is kind of meant to be a counter towards Wattson. Crypto has a drone that you can throw out, and basically what that drone has a lot of really neat things that it can do. The bad part is that while you're in the drone, you can't actually move your character. So your character is basically defenseless, so you don't want to use this out in the middle of nowhere. You definitely want to try to take cover and let your teammates know. Of course, the game will let the teammates know anyway, but your teammates can actually see what the drone sees if it marks targets, for example. And then, of course, your tactical is the drone. So we're going to go ahead and throw it out here with left bumper. And then now I have control of it. B makes it go down, A makes it go up, and as you can see here, 30 meters is as far as you can be away from somebody for your teammates to see them. So in a real game, you wouldn't want to put your drone right here, because the drone could be shot down, and then it starts a 40-second recharge time. So I'm going to hit left bumper to exit the drone. If I wanted to recall it completely, I would hit down on the D-pad, but we're gonna go ahead and hit left bumper there. And if you look, because the drone is highlighting that character, I can see that character through walls, which is pretty awesome. And guess what? Your teammates can too. And then you get these little orange circles that, or triangles, that alert you to where that particular thing is. So very helpful from that standpoint. If we go back into the drone with left bumper, you'll also be able to see in the actual game, the banners will tell you how many hostile squads are within range of your actual drone itself. So you don't have to, if somebody's hiding in a building, for example, would be able to let you know there. You can also open loot crates with a drone, as well as doors. And then the ultimate, which is the EMP, will actually destroy people's shields. So, and it's a pretty big swatch. So if you take a look at that, boom, shields are now gone. So and then you can stay in the drone, but you can also activate the activate the EMP from the drone just sitting there too. So definitely something to keep in mind. An entire team not having shields is a pretty big win, and that is Crypto. All right, so I wanted to spend just a little bit of time talking about the new map. This map was released at the beginning of season 3, so if you haven't played since season 3, this is not a map that you're accustomed to. This is called World Edge, and it is a very interesting compartmentalized map. And so there's specific areas that there'll be a ton of people, then you'll go over a hill and you won't see anybody, and vice versa. I will put the link in the description below for this map. I think it's really pretty neat. You can add certain things to it, like if you wanted to see where the redeploy balloons are, the respawn stations where you can bring your teammates back, etc. You can click on those things on the side. The other neat thing is about this map is that you'll notice there's a train track that goes around the entire thing. There's a train that sits on this train track, obviously, and it's just constantly going around the entire map. It is a high tier loot area, which means that if you land on the train, and trust me, you probably won't be the only team that does. Usually people fight over it immediately, and I missed a train. Oh! There's just like 5 people. There's a lot of chance for very high, very good level loot, fully kitted out guns and things like that. You know, level 4 chest pieces, helmets, all that good stuff. The other thing that's interesting about the train is that it stops at specific stations, and when it's stopped at these stations, there are specific loot bins that come up out of the ground that otherwise would be underground and you wouldn't have access to. Those loot bins typically have some pretty good gear in them. So if you see a train that stopped, there's nobody else around, check them out, and you'll usually see like lights around the ones that come up from the ground, and then once the train departs, they'll go underground as well. The other neat thing about the train is you can actually jump onto it and stop the train itself from going forward at any time that you want. And so that's pretty much it in terms of the map, but definitely check out this interactive guide. It's really neat. And again, the link will be in the description. So here is a loot pinata. And you see the red, this is perfect. You see the red on there? That means that there's a vault key in there. And you see it flash blue, then purple, or yellow, then purple. So yellow always comes after blue. And you want to shoot the drone to make it drop. And you want to wait until after blue. And you guessed it, if you hit it when it's purple, you get a purple piece. Yellow is yellow piece. And then blue, of course, is blue piece. Not like I just did. It will do damage to you, but because it has these red pieces on it, there's going to be a vault key in here. So if you look around on the ground, there it is. Vault key. Now, if you look at the map, there are 3 different spots that there are vaults. You see them on here as soon as you pick up the key. And you have these little locks, it looks like, on them. There's a lot of really good loot in these vaults. However, if one of them looks unlocked, then that means that somebody has already been there. Okay, let's talk briefly about a battle pass, because if you had just started prior to season 3 and never actually, or season 1 and never actually got the battle pass, then this will be something that's new to you. You can buy the battle pass. It is, I believe, 950 coins, which is about $10 a season. And the cool thing about the battle pass is that you unlock a lot of really neat things, especially if you get all the way to the end of it, like this Peacekeeper skin. And over the course of the entire 110 levels, you actually get back 100 more credits than you spent on the battle pass. So I spent 950 and I have 1050 now. So that is pretty neat and a good incentive for you to do so. What else is neat is that you have your daily challenges over here. They of course earn you experience, and then you also have weekly challenges that you can take a look at. And so your daily challenges are earn 18,000 experience and you get 1 battle pass level. Your weekly challenges, again, earn 18,000 experience, get 1 battle pass level, and then once you get to 18,000, it goes up. It might be 36,000 next, so on and so forth. And then complete 5 daily challenges, 1 battle pass level. Complete 10 daily challenges, 1 battle pass level. And then if there was an event, all the event achievements or challenges would be here. There's no current active event. And then as the weeks go on, each week you unlock a new set of random challenges. And for example, here on my first week, I had revive 10 teammates, finish in the top 3 as this, and all these you either award experience or battle pass levels. So this is how you really start getting through your battle pass levels pretty quick. And then what's neat about it is that week 2 shows up, and if you haven't completed any in week 1, it's still active. So you can still continue to keep working on them if you want, or if one is too hard, you just forget about it.